Yeah, hi there. These comments are for HR, and I am Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass the TOEFL IBT. And I'm looking at your comments on my website right now. So let me go ahead and read what you said, and then I want to take some time to answer your questions specifically. So you say, today I joined your online TOEFL program preparation. I took the exam 2 months ago. The score was 70. So you had 17 points in the reading. You had 18 points in the listening, 17 points in the writing, and 18 points in the speaking. You say, actually, I need a good score in the speaking section of 26. Do you consider that it is possible, increase the TOEFL score 8 points in the speaking section? And the more important question is, what is the minimum time to prepare the exam with your method to reach this score? During these months after the result of the exam, I've been procrastinating the decision to take the exam again just by one thing. I have fear to fail again. I'll appreciate your honest advice. Let me make sure this is recording. Okay, we're good. So I think there's a quote by Winston Churchill, HR, a long time ago, and he said, there's nothing to fear but fear itself. So you shouldn't be afraid of failure. If you practice and work hard, you can develop your confidence. You can improve your score. Now let me answer your question in parts. So the first question is it possible to improve your score 8 points from 18 to 26? Yes, it is. It's simply a matter of you solving pronunciation problems. You need to solve some language use problems, including vocabulary and grammar, and then you have to work on organizing and developing your ideas as appropriate to the task. If you can solve these issues, you will be able to reach your goal. Now, the minimum time. Now, that's a good question. Now, remember that I'm not God. I can't predict exactly what the future is going to bring, but my own experience, I've been teaching TOEFL now for about 20 years. I've had my online course online now for probably 3 or 4 years, and my experience tells me that you're looking right at about 3 to 6 months, I think, for you to go from 18 to 26 points. That's being honest. Probably minimum 3, as many as 6 months. So what do you do during these 3 to 6 months? What are exactly the kinds of things that you can do to improve your score? That is the next question, right? So what I want to do right now is to give you 5 specific things that you can do right now that will help you start making the improvements that you seek. All right? Let me make sure we're... Does that look a little bit better here? Let me put the camera up just slightly. Okay, here we go. Okay, is that better? Okay, now, number 1, you should engage in a regular routine of reading practice each day, not every other day, not once a week, not once a month. Start reading day to day, on a day-to-day basis. What do you read? How about magazines, newspapers, and books? Read things that you have a genuine interest in. Remember that my online course that you've joined, I also have a lot of lessons. They're more academic, reading passages. You can also practice those, but you should do the extensive reading before you do anything. Number 1. Number 2, you should also practice listening for about 45 minutes each day. What kinds of listening materials can you use? My recommendation is TV. If you have English TV, focus on news, documentary, history, and most importantly, science programs. Start listening to those things on a day-to-day basis. Again, not once a week, not once a month, not whenever you get some free time. You have to start practicing every day. If you're serious about beating the TOEFL and getting 26 on the speaking, you must start today. It's very important. Number 3. As you're doing your reading and your listening practice, get in the habit of note-taking. That means focus on the main and the most important supporting points of the reading and the listening passages and get it down in note form. Start taking notes of the reading passages and the listening passages. Number 4, using your notes, I want you to write 3 250-word academic summaries each week. This is integrated writing. This means that you're re-explaining or summarizing the key points from the reading and the listening passages. You should be doing 3 of these summaries each week. That means that's about 750 words of writing practice each week. Now, I know that you're asking me about writing, but let's face it. Look at your writing score here. Your writing score is 17 points out of 30. Think of it this way. What do you think is going to happen if you start writing on a daily basis, or at least 3 times a week? You start doing writing practice. What's going to happen? Your language use is going to get better. You can improve your vocabulary and your grammar through practice. And if you can improve it in writing, what do you think is going to happen to your speaking? Guess what? Your speaking is going to also get better. It does. Okay, number 5. You should also be speaking about the reading and the listening passages that you're practicing. Again, using your notes, I want you to give a 60-second summary of a reading or listening passage that you've practiced. Record it. You want to pay attention. You want to be able to listen to it. As you listen to your recordings, and my recommendation is to do 3 60-second recordings each week, beginning today. And then you can listen to the recordings and pay very close attention to what's called your pronunciation, your language use, which means your grammar and your vocabulary, and also your topic development, which means you're paying attention to how you're organizing and developing your responses. That's 1 through 5. Those are my first 5 tips. Now, my 6th tip has to do with my online TOEFL course. I recommend that you go through the lessons in my 90-day TOEFL course, focusing on all 7 areas. That means vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, reading, listening, writing, and speaking. By improving in those 7 areas, you will be able to make an impact on your speaking score. Now remember also, one of the things that sets my website and my online TOEFL course apart from other websites, there's a lot of them out there. Let me give you some big ones. How about Noteful? You've probably heard of Noteful. Maybe Jamie Miller's English Academic Academy. You might have heard of the ETS online TOEFL course, and so on and so forth. These are all online courses on the internet. Most of these courses do not allow you to post and get feedback on your speaking on a day-to-day basis. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, the only way you're going to get better is to post those practice tests for me to listen to. Then I can show you by talking to you by audio. I can tell you what problems you're having with pronunciation, with grammar, with vocabulary, and with your organizing and developing of ideas. But that's not the end of it. I can even tell you what lessons in my online TOEFL course you can use that will help strengthen the problems you're having right now. So you want to start posting practice tests for me as part of your 90-day TOEFL study guide. That's going to be very, very important for you. All right? That's it. Those are my main suggestions. Those are my 6 specific suggestions for you to start making progress toward reaching your TOEFL Speaking 26 goal. All right? Anyway, thank you very much, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.